From Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce Shericka, Jackson, Kishane Thompson, and others, Jamaicans are complaining about the poor performance of Jamaicans in the World Relays and other relays in the last several years. But I think the real question is, some are saying, no money, no love in the relays. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drop a video once a day on Peter Lloyd World. Also, enjoy the content. Please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. Are you ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, kudos and congratulations to Serena Cole, formerly of the great Eduan Allen High School. The youngster finally made her first senior team representing the island of Jamaica. This was in the mixed relays, mixed 4x100 meter relays at the recently held World Relays in China, Guangzhou to be exact, where she ran the opening leg in the finals and assisted the island in copying a silver medal. The 20-year-old Serena posted to her social media pages, history, first senior team, podium finish silver, first ever mixed 4x100 meter relay. First of all, I want to say thank you to Team Jamaica for this opportunity to represent my country all the way in China. I want to give a massive shout out to my fans that continue to support me. I really appreciate every bit of it. I love you all. Here is Serena Cole in her first silver medal winning mixed 4x100 relay. The key here is that this is her first senior team repping for the island of Jamaica, and I thought she did a brilliant job. Take a gander.
A couple of changes to their team. Serena Cole, the 20-year-old, comes in here on the opening leg. Cleanly away to start evening 2 here in Guangzhou at the World Athletics. Relays in Canada have gone out strongly. McCreath in the centre, handing on to Leclerc. Decent enough change by most of the teams. Italy.
Cole did a very decent job on that opening leg. Congratulations to you, young lady. I think this is going to be an incredible year for you, 2025. Reports are that sports master at the Great Kingston College, Richard Smith, will now be the track and field head coach at the North Street based institution. Look, people, it's not just North Street here. We are also at Melbourne. Okay, there are 2 campuses for Kingston College: the lower school, grades 7 to grade 9, and the upper school, grades 10 all the way to grade 13. Okay, so get it right. All right, okay. Let me continue. Richard Smith will replace Leaford Grant, who is stepping down after leading the school to a 4th straight title and the 36th overall win at the 115th staging of the championships, meaning the ISA Boys and Girls Champs, which we did recently in March. This was one of the school's many wins.
865.
Congratulations to our school's new head coach, Coach Richard Smith, head coach of the track and field team. As we say, the brave may fall but never yield. And some should also tell you, fire burns wood, but it tempers steel.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
Success Eduan, the youngster from Manchester, England. Well, she blazed into the headlines recently when she got the baton around 4th in the finals of the women's 4x100 meter relays at the recently held World Relays and in Guangzhou, China. And the youngster, well, she ran past TT Terry of the United States, who was doing the anchor leg for the US, and Jamaica's Shericka Jackson, who was doing anchor leg for Jamaica, as well as the Spanish athlete. She ran past 4 athletes to get the win for Great Britain. And listen, I know some of you artists don't want me to feature this young lady, but people have to feature her. I think her personal best in the 100 is something like 11.39 or 38. I mean, I had to talk about this young lady. Straight up, I had no choice. I had to talk about her. This performance by this youngster from Manchester, England was phenomenal. And she's someone we should probably take a note of.
I want to cry, but don't cry.
Talk to me about what you're feeling right now, because that ankle.
I know.
Hey, God.
I don't even, honestly, I have no words. Like, I thought I was just, I can't even speak. Like, it was just, I can't even explain. I was so nine. I was okay, lane 9, we've got this. Like, it doesn't matter what.
Well, her name is Success, people. That is one heck of a... That's a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce type run. I don't know about you, but I was really impressed with that run from that young lady from Great Britain. And I think her PBs, I think I showed it to you. I think it's like, in 100 it's like 11.39. It's nothing impressive. I have no idea what happened. But it's not that she just ran past Shericka Jackson, who is one of the top 5 fastest women in recorded history, with that 10.65 over that distance. She ran past T.T. Terry. She ran past the Spanish athlete. She ran from behind and passed 2 of the great female sprinters in today's world. So I don't know if her PB is still 11.39. Now, yes, it's not the same as running 100 meters, because of course the sprint is going to be different, etc., as you all pointed out to me correctly. But I'm not care what I say. She ran down Shericka Jackson, T.T. Terry, and run past her. I know, people, that's going to stay with me for a very long time. She's someone that we should probably take a serious look at. All right. Okay, so for the reason why you looked into the video, no, there can be no doubt that in terms of the men's and women's 4x1s, and even lately, last year, our 4x4 performances have been horrendous. I mean, horrendous. Jamaica is one of the top 2 greatest sprint nations on earth, Jamaica and the USA. There's no question. There's no doubt. And our performance in the sprint relays have just been horrible amongst the men, amongst the women. Now, even more so recently amongst the women. On several occasions, I saw us field teams that should have been near perfect female teams, world record breaking teams. If my memory served me correctly, in 2022 World Championships, we had a team that had Brianna Liston, if my memory serves me correctly, it was Brianna Liston. It was a gold medal winning team from the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Brianna Liston to Elaine Thompson, to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce to Shericka Jackson. I believe it was the same team. And we terrible batting passes, we came second. We've seen this repeatedly over and over again. You know, we have great 400 meter runners, and yet we couldn't put together a proper team to even qualify for the Paris Olympic Games in the men's 4x4. One of the great quarter mile producing country in the world, Jamaica. And we saw the same thing at World Relays in the women's 4x4. Jolene Williams said apparently she does run the 400 meters. That's my ignorance. I concede when I don't know something. I didn't know her as a 400 meter runner. And then I know she can run the 400 meter, but anyway, doesn't matter. She said she had something, but there was nobody who could replace her. So we didn't even turn up for the second chance to qualify. So we don't have a women's team qualified. The men, the baton passes in the first instance, we didn't make it to the finals. Kishane Thompson didn't touch the baton. The baton pass between Julian Ford in the first qualifying round at World Championships in the heats to Johan Blake just didn't work. And then unfortunately, Julian Ford got injured. That's a different kind of thing. But something is wrong, people. Something is horrendously wrong, where a country that produces a kind of sprint talent we have just cannot put together a proper 4x4 or a proper 4x1. Like, something is very off. And the answer is simple. Money, money, money. It's about money. It's just about money. And I guess I have to say, poor planning from the J3s. I don't even want to say that, but it's the truth. It's about money and poor. And the truth is, as I say, athletes, this is a job. And they have to make money. And, you know, money sweeten labor. So anyway, take a gander to Coach Stephen Francis from MVP, where he breaks down the real problems, and I agree with him completely as to why we cannot put together a proper team. I mean, I tell him, he agree with me. It's money and the day trades. Money and poor planning. Money and poor planning. Listen.
The culprit who doesn't allow your athletes to go to relay practice. Maurice told me that they've had a few since they came here, but not with the main people. What's your take on this? With every major championship, we have this situation. What's happening?
I have said for the last 15 years that when you are cognizant of how the sport works, it can easily predict what is going to happen. The people who used to doing relays all give the athletes a stipend. So the athletes are bound to come and do the relays. The US, Netherlands, Britain, whoever else. Jamaica doesn't. So Jamaican athletes have to depend on their ability to get sponsorship, in this case from the shoe companies. Now the shoe companies care absolutely nothing about any relay. Right? The only thing they care about, the only way you can maintain your contract and your living is to do well individually. Now it happens to be my philosophy that for me to ensure that happens, they need to avoid relay practice the week or the two before the competition. Now, I have told them many times, organize relay camps early in the year. Pick your team, pick your group. Get them to practice to the weekend camps twice, 3 times for the year. They say, well, you don't know who's going to make the team. Well, those people must be on the team. Right? The trials should not be to pick people for relays. The trials should be to pick people to
run individual
events. Right? But we do it the way we do it, so that's the concept. And nothing will change until they either start to pay the athletes so that they can come and do, knowing that if they lose 30,000 after contract, the relay thing, the federation will make it up.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is what we're going to have.
All very, very valid points. Pros and cons, of course. Or we end up with situations like this.
Open for the medals, coming into the home straight. It's Spain who get the baton in their hand first. Shericka Jackson for Jamaica. TT Terry storming down the home straight. And success Eduan for Great Britain on the outside. What a run from Eduan, who takes it for Great Britain ahead of Spain and Jamaica.
Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Look, I understand that there must be some degree of national pride, pride of country, for you as an athlete to get up and go run. But also, if by running for the relay to represent the island, you can lose anywhere between 10 to 30,000 US, which is a lot of money to most human beings, if not to almost everyone. And if MVP and Elite and these other people, their job is to not only train athletes but rep athletes and ensure that the athletes, as well as they themselves, the company, makes money, then I can understand. And by the way, this interview that he did, this was for last year, the Paris Olympic Games prior to. I mean, we've had this conversation ad nauseum. And what he's really saying is that if there's no money, there's no love. Now, I know some of you are going to say automatically that Jamaica is not the Netherlands. We're not a first world country. We're not Great Britain. We're not America. We don't have that endless cash flow. And I concur. But then he also gave an alternative, which is why not just choose a team from early in the year and just work with that team. Regardless, they don't have to, they automatically get obliged through World Championships or the Paris Olympic Games. And therefore, they will develop the chemistry, etc. necessary. The problem with that, however, is, and this is the first negative I have, that team probably would not compromise or would not entail our best. So we wouldn't have a Shericka, we wouldn't have a Shelly, we wouldn't have a Elaine if she was healthy. We wouldn't have a Tia or a Tina or a Brianna Lister. We wouldn't have those people. And that may put us at a massive disadvantage. But the truth is, you know, I have to concede that the athletes, they're there to make money. You don't want to run, your sprinting career is a very short career. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Merlin Otti and Alison Felix and Justin Gatlin are freaks of nature, okay? They are genetic freaks because most athletes hit their, especially sprinters, they hit their peak at anywhere between 28 and about 31. Most athletes. And most athletes hit the spotlight at about 22, 23. Again, Tia Clayton and those people, they're also freaks. They got there earlier. So if you hit at 23 and you stop running by 30, you have like 7 years to make as much money as you can and to invest that money so that you will be able to live comfortably for the rest of your life and don't have to go do a 9-to-5 job. Nothing is wrong with a 9-to-5, but you get the point I'm making. So the athletes have to prioritize money. So maybe I don't want to say the government, the J3s need to do is locate sponsors very early and say, hey, we have to put together a relay team. We want to be able to get the best involved. Can you contribute 10,000 US, you 20, 15? We have it like a pool, 100,000 US dollars, which most major companies in Jamaica can easily find. You create that financial pool, and from that pool, yes, you go to a Shelly, you go to a Shericka, you go to a Tia, you go to a Tina, whoever, and you pick 6 athletes, 2 substitutes, the 4 core, and regardless of what's happening, they come and they do a camp twice for the year, 3 times for the year, so you have that chemistry between the athletes, you can fix the flaws, etc. Because this is crazy. That team that we assembled at World Championships, Tina Clayton, incredible athlete, to Shelly-Ann, to Tia, to Shericka. That should have been a world leading time with absolute ease. Absolute ease. What was the problem on both in heat and in the finals? The baton passes were just not very good. They were not stellar. They were okay at best. Do you know why Spain and Great Britain were so incredible? The baton passes were incredible. And relays is one of the few things where speed is important, but the technical aspect of the race is far more important than the speed. You can have solid fast runners who are not super fast, but if they can get the baton around smoothly, they can beat an assembly of the 4 fastest male or female athletes in the world if those athletes' baton passes are terrible. So Stephen Francis told us the answer to this, and I'm making a further suggestion. J3s, I rate them and respect them, right? Same thing with the Olympic Committee. Go to the NCBs and the big companies here, and go to everybody and say, yo, we need 100K, 100K, right? 150K, 200K, whatever. You contribute 20, you contribute 20, you contribute 20, and this is what you get. We'll give you all the PR, all the plug, etc. We raised $200,000, $250,000. You can cover everybody's transportation, whatever. You can look at the athlete and say, okay, we can't pay 30,000, we can't pay 20. And I'm sure that they would come out of just love for country. So in my humble opinion, that is the obvious solution. I'm only riding on the coattails, the coattails apparently, of what the great Stephen Francis said. He was right. And we can't bash him because his job is to make money. He's a coach, he needs to make money too. But we have to fix this problem, people, because this is crazy. From 2021, may I say this, we are producing incredible female 4x1 teams, and them can't get the baton around properly. So we should have broken the world record years ago, based on the kind of team. When we had Elaine, Shelly, Shericka, Brianna is one of the best openers in the world in terms of the first 60 of her. I mean, that team should have broken the world record. And even that team, there were baton problems. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. So people, it's very simple. No money, no love for the relay team. And I get it. Now don't forget to support the channel. Consider purchasing something from our merch store, printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Don't forget to think about joining as a channel member. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, your royals, kings and queens. Bless up.